Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. We are back at it again. Friday night, just chilling. Craft man, what's up?
You know, we're just doing the same old thing around here, talking about winners tonight from the NFL draft. I know we got Slim Easy in the house. I know he likes talking about winners.
Man, winning. That's what I love to do. I love to talk about it. Let's get to it, pimping.
Yep, like Craft man said, we're gonna talk about the winners of the draft. We've been breaking down rookie rankings, but we got winners tonight. If we got time, we'll talk some losers later on in another episode. But winners. Add us on everything. Crew Matt Hamm, Craft Man, Pac Fan. So
Chucum.
5-star review. All right, Craft Man, what's up? Give me a winner then.
Ian's name on here, though, for real on Discord is Potty Poopa. I just wanted to point that out.
That's good. That's also now going to be my Twitter handle when I do create it here soon. Because that was a clever little name. I feel like I like it.
Yeah.
Add in that Potty Poopa, PAH, Potty Puta. All right,
Potty with an H.
Crap, man, we got a lot of winners. I got a lot more winners than losers. A lot of running back winners. I got a lot of winners in the running back spot for sure. Few quarterbacks, few wide receivers though. But I think I'll just say this: from the draft, I already said that the draft didn't go how I expected. I felt like a lot of them didn't get the draft capital, so then that led to a lot of these running backs being winners. So I got a lot of running back winners. Craft man, you agree, disagree?
I got a little bit of everything, but yeah, there is a lot of running back winners. And like you said, because like the draft, the running backs didn't really go where we expected them to go, so it kind of turned into a lot of these running backs just sitting in the same spot, same location with nobody behind them. So I got winners everywhere, though. They're just handing out winners left and right, handing out tickets.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually excited, dude, because I really haven't looked that much into it. So I'm kind of excited to see what y'all got and let you know if I agree or not. And I will let you know.
All right. Well, shoot. I'll just go ahead, Craig. Give me the first one, man. What's the first one?
All right. For a winner, Isaiah Pacheco's at the top of my list. He was a 7th round draft pick last year. We all thought that we were scared to death. Every pick that Kansas City made, I was scared to death that they were going to draft a running back, but never happened. Clyde's going to be back, but Clyde ain't shit. I ain't worried about Clyde. They won a Super Bowl with Pacheco. They did re-sign McKinnon, so they're just going to run it back with what they got. Clyde might eat into it a little bit, but overall, he was a big winner in this draft.
Yeah, man. I think so too, man. I really like Pacheco. He ran the ball with a lot of grit last year, and he obviously showed, the coaching staff something because they put him in rookie year behind 2 other running backs, But from the draft, I was telling you that he's got no competition. That boy is going to get the starting job, and he did. And it's only uphill from here. They obviously believe in him, so let's go, Pacheco.
Yeah, right before the draft, man, I was trying my best to ship Pacheco off, and because I was like, any running back could take Pacheco's spot. But Pacheco, a big winner. Like you said, Clyde, he's a winner. I think Clyde is a big winner because I think he'll definitely have a stretch in this year where I think he'll cut into it a little more than what you think. Pacheco is going to be a solid RB2. Clyde, I'm with you. Clyde ain't shit. But what did he do? He had a little stretch of
Clyde's gonna be gone.
4 or 5 games. I can see that happening again for sure.
We'll see.
They
We'll
didn't
see,
sign
though.
his fifth-year option, though. They did decline Clyde's fifth-year option, which is kind of obvious anyway. So, did anybody really think that they were going to be, just trying to bring Clyde back next year? Because, he'll be gone.
Nah.
And that happened to Josh Jacobs last year too. They didn't sign his 5th year, but I feel like he was playing better than Clyde is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah,
y'all all
Clyde.
remember Clyde was drafted before Jonathan Taylor. Don't forget.
That don't matter. Draft position don't matter.
I don't care either. I'm just saying that's a screw up on the NFL part.
Yeah. I got you.
All right, Craft Man. I got a winner. I got Rachaad White. Big winner. I've been high on him all off season. And when he went through the draft unscathed, hey, man, I got him probably higher than anybody out there in my dynasty rankings. A high-end RB2. Rachaad White, no competition. They're, they're in win now mode or whatever, I guess, allegedly, with Baker Mayfield. So, what you think, Craft Man?
Shoot. Rachaad White's a big winner. Matt, your connection a little rough right now. You keep going in and out, in and out. But yeah, I agree with everything you said. You are the highest on Rachaad White. And this was a guy when we were talking about sell before the draft, I was all over selling. They did they get Sean Tucker undrafted, had some medical problems going on, but it's all good. He's an undrafted guy, so I don't think Rachaad White's gonna lose any snaps to Sean Tucker. But my main reason for trying to sell Rachaad White before the draft was just based on the offense that he's going to be playing in. Rachaad White was mainly a running back who caught the football from Tom Brady dumping it down. He didn't impress me in the run, running between the tackles. He didn't even average 4 yards a carry. So they got to fix their offensive line, but overall, no big running back names went to Tampa Bay, so I think he ended up all right.
Yeah, I agree, man. Rachaad White, he's definitely an interesting prospect this year, especially for a redraft league. But we talking dynasty right now, and I think in dynasty he's got to be up there. I don't know where you guys got him ranked, but I feel like he'd be in the top 20. I think.
Yeah, Matt, you're the highest.
I got him at like 16, 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that range right there. Well, give me another winner, Craft Man.
All right, let's switch it over to receivers. I got where you at? I got Kadarius Toney. I know they drafted a receiver in the second round, but I ain't worried about it. I think they drafted a bigger guy, Kadarius Toney. He can play inside, outside. I think Sky Moore's the big loser in that offense at receiver. Kadarius Toney got paid. Sky Moore's still a unproven second rounder last year, and if Sky Moore was the guy, they wouldn't have drafted a second round receiver. So I actually think that he was a winner in this category. But the way you look, Matt, you're like surprised by that take a little bit. You think no.
I think that whole wide receiver core is losers. I don't want any of them. I'm just being honest. They saw a bunch of. That's just how Kansas City's going to roll. They're just going to be throwing out these little average guys. Like you say, Kadarius Toney, he got paid.
He got signed last year from Kansas City. Went over there from the Giants. I don't know exactly what the deal was, but he got paid.
He got traded. He's still on a rookie deal.
You sure?
They're all ass, man. Every one of them. Sky Moore. They're gonna have a game.
So
it's gonna be just like that running back core.
I'm gonna believe.
So what you're telling me is it's gonna be a repeat of last year, but instead of Isaiah Pacheco being the winner, it's gonna be Rashee Rice.
No, it's gonna be Kadarius Toney, not Rashee Rice. They drafted.
I think it was gonna be Rashee Rice.
They drafted two second-round wide receivers 2 years in a row. And if Sky Moore was anything, which we all seen him fumbling punt returns and everything else.
Yeah, I don't think Sky Moore is going to make it.
When K. Tony's healthy, he's going to be the best receiver in this offense. So
he's definitely fast.
And a receiver on the outside. I mean, they had Juju. Rashee Rice was a Juju replacement. He was not the Kadarius Toney replacement. I think Sky Moore he's got to prove himself all over again. Rashee Rice is going to come in, be the big body guy on the outside, and Kadarius Toney didn't lose anything except for Juju leaving, which was a better receiver. So we forget about that. They did draft Rashee Rice, but Juju's gone. So I think he's a winner overall. But y'all don't agree with that?
No. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Like you make a very valid point because Juju's gone. Kadarius Toney is a veteran at this point, honestly, and he's a great receiver in a great offense with a great quarterback. He's definitely gonna move up in targets and catches, I think, this year for sure. But it's definitely going to be a battle for that wide receiver 2 position, I think.
But you say Kadarius Toney is a veteran, you got to play more than 16 games in your NFL career to be a veteran. I mean, this is only his third year.
That's true. He's only played 16 games?
Yeah, he's been hurt his whole entire career. I mean, me and Matt used to just kill this dude, which I'm not. I mean, I got him ranked right there, like in Dynasty, like wide receiver 36 or so. So I'm not high on him. I just think that he won overall in this draft because sometimes when you add a receiver, it doesn't necessarily mean you lost. I just feel like they got a Juju replacement who is not as good as Juju, and Kadarius Toney is the most athletic guy on that offense when he's healthy.
You're right, but I kind of see it like when Minnesota got Jefferson and traded Diggs, and like Thielen was still there, who was a good receiver, but he wasn't the playmaker. And so maybe Rashee Rice is that. I'm not comparing him to JJ at all. I mean, JJ is an anomaly, but I'm looking at it more like that, like he's coming into a great thing where he could possibly be the number 1. But I get what you're saying as well, because I think Tony's a winner, but I also think Rashee Rice went to a good place. And I'm really just trying to talk it up because I got him and I drafted him and I think he's going to be good. So I'm trying to talk y'all into it too.
All right, Crab Man. The wide receiver winner I got is Treylon Burks, Tennessee. I'm not saying his quarterback situation is the best, but I'm saying their wide receiving core is so bad, man. I was looking on that list. They have nobody. I just see Treylon Burks and Chig getting a lot of the target share. So Treylon Burks, had a little rough go last year, banged up a little bit, but he showed some flashes. I tried to buy Treylon Burks a little bit in the offseason. Feel like the price is going up, knowing that hey, everybody was real high on Treylon Burks last year. Now here's an opportunity. You get an offseason, heal up. Ryan Tannehill, he's still there. So, what you think about that one, Kraft Man?
I got him on my list too, and but one thing, pros and cons to Treylon Burks is, yeah, they didn't sign a receiver, but sometimes you might need some help. And this receiving core for the Titans is god awful. I mean, if Treylon Burks ends up being a dude, he's really going to have to overperform because he's going to get double teamed. Nick Westbrook-Akeen, and Kyle Phillips is their wide receiver group right now. I think Treylon Burks would have came out a winner in this draft if they would have just say they drafted Downs. I still think that's good for him. They need somebody else to take the pressure off because he hasn't really shown that he's the AJ Brown replacement. So I do agree he's a winner, but I wouldn't have knocked him down any, even if they drafted some third-round receiver. So he should have plenty of opportunity this year. I seen a post on Twitter that said he's going to have a 70% target share with that offense he's in. So
Right.
that target share should be looking right. What'd you think, Ian? You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm right there with you, man. He definitely didn't perform like the hype was, but we all know every year somebody gets hyped up and they don't perform. It's hard to perform with that hype sometimes, but he definitely has the opportunity this year. They got rid of everybody else. Like you said, I mean, it would actually helped him if they would have got another receiver. Because if I'm, Bill Belichick, I'm putting my number 2 and number 3 on Treylon Burks, putting my number 1 on your number 2, and you can't do anything. So yeah, I think he's definitely going to get a lot more target share. And if Tannehill doesn't make it, they just drafted who I think is a really good quarterback too. So Treylon Burks' future also looks pretty solidified if Will Levis ends up panning out. So yeah, I definitely think he's a winner this year, man. We'll see. Sophomore year, he played 11 games last year. So see if we can get a little bit more than that.
Shoot, another one I got. I got Javonte Williams, Denver Broncos. I thought for sure they was about so add some IJP to that list too. I thought for sure these guys were gonna go get a running back for sure. I mean, kind of surprised, but if Javonte Williams gets healthy, I wouldn't expect much from Javonte Williams. Is what I really want to say. It sounds like he had the same type of knee injury as J.K. Dobbins did. J.K. Dobbins never really got right until the end of the year last year. So I would expect it to be something similar to that this year. So maybe Javonte Williams is like a 2024 play. But you never know. Maybe he could come in the back half of the year and just really tear things up with Sean Payton. Sean Payton knows how to use running backs. So Javonte Williams and some IJP Ryan, who's going to be strong at the beginning of the year, I feel like. So what you say, Crabman?
Who would you rather have, Matt, in a dynasty startup? Would you rather have Javonte or Josh Jacobs?
Probably Josh Jacobs. It's close. It's tough, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Akil sent me a trade a couple days ago. I think he was wanting Josh Jacobs, and he was offering Javonte, and I was just like, man, that ACL thing was just rough. Like you said, J.K. Dobbins got hurt in training camp the year before, and it took him so it was a full year and a half with the ACL he had. So I don't expect Javonte to even be. I have no idea how his surgery's going. I mean, none of us know that, but I really don't expect him to be out there at least until week 6 or so of next year at the earliest, and who knows if he's even fully healthy. But them not drafting a running back kind of tells you a little bit that he might be ahead of schedule, but don't take that from me. I have no idea if he's healthy or not.
Yeah, look, I also wanted to say that Dobbins also had to get some kind of cleanup in the middle of the year. So maybe if something like that doesn't go wrong, maybe whatever went wrong, maybe if that doesn't happen to Javonte, maybe he can get back earlier than JK. Because JK came back, then had to leave a little bit, and then came back. So
yeah,
still a winner though, Javonte Williams and Samaje.
Yeah. Looking at that backfield, dude, it's anybody's game right now, and Javonte is definitely, I feel like, the most talented back. Samaje has been there, and he I think he'll end up with the starting position. But if Javonte runs like he did his 21 year, I mean, he had like 190 fantasy points, and he was in the top 20 running backs. And it just that I look at that backfield, and it's just anybody's game right now. So We'll see. We'll see who rises to the top, man. Who wants that contract? You know what I mean? Who wants to play ball? What else you got, guys?
Samaje is going to be a good little redraft player this year. I feel
Yeah.
like he's going to be a little sneaky. He's going to be really late too. But I got another receiver. Switching off from running backs, I got Christian Watson. They drafted a second-round receiver, but he is a slot receiver. You know, Jaden Reed. They did not add a whole bunch to the draft. They did draft about 3 receivers, but nobody's taken the place of Christian Watson. They could have drafted JSN. That would have hurt his stock completely. I mean, not completely, but it would have hurt his stock a lot. And they didn't do that, so it tells me that they believe in Christian Watson. And as a Packers fan, you know, I hope he pans out because he's shown incredible athletic ability. And one thing I was thinking about during this draft this year is there was no Christian Watson in this draft. There was no 6'4", ran a 4.3 wide receiver in this draft. Some of them were big, but not as athletic, and a lot of them were small and very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got both of it, you know. So wheels up.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah, man. I think Watson's a definite winner, man. And I mean, he ranked. Let me see. Last year, he ranked in PPR. He was 41, but I mean, he scored 143 points. I think he's got a lot of talent. And you're right. He's 6'5", 208. You know, dude's 23 years old, and he's just ready to explode, you know. And I think a lot of receivers really come into their best year in their second year. You know, there's very few like, I mean, JJ and Jamar and OBJ that came out and their rookie year just broke every record. You know, that's far in between. But yeah, I think he's hopefully he's got a bright future there and get the damn thing done because I like the kid. I didn't know he was 6'5". That's huge.
Yeah. Christian Watson, I mean, within a 4-game span, scored 8 touchdowns. None of the other wide receivers on that squad can do that shit. So we've already seen Christian Watson. Like Ian said, year 2. I think we can expect him to go off. I had him on my list too, so big winner, I'd say.
Yep. All about some Christian Watson.
Man, all right. I got another winner, but for mostly fantasy purposes. And now that I see it all coming together, Cooper Kupp, big winner. I'm telling you, Kraft, man, they came back just to throw the ball to and play a little pitch and catch. That's the only reason Stafford came back. They about to run it up with this dude Cooper Kupp. I feel like every pass. That's how it was last year. Cooper Kupp was averaging like 23 fantasy points a game. I feel like there's a lot of questions like Stafford not coming back, Sean McVay coming back. I don't think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I mean, I just think this year's they're just gonna throw the ball. It's gonna be a good year to have Cooper Kupp on your team. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, talking about 70% target share, he's probably gonna get it. I mean, I say the same thing I'll say about like Traylon Burks earlier. I mean, it wouldn't have hurt him if they would have drafted somebody. His wide receiver 1 year, he had Robert Woods there. Last year when he was going off, I mean, Allen Robinson ain't great, but he was somewhat of a threat. I guess it's just Van Jefferson and Tutu Atwell and whoever the hell else they got out there. So it's going to be Matthew Stafford to Cooper Kupp, and I guess Tyler Higbee is a winner also. Want to stick with the Rams. I mean, he's been forgotten completely in the tight end world, but he should have another great year and a lot of targets. So I like both of them, especially in redraft. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, man. I didn't even realize Cooper Kupp had the open field. Yeah, they did get rid of Bobby Trees and I mean, they got Van Jefferson, who is fast, but not really reliable. And Scarron,
Yeah.
Ben S. And yeah, I think you're right about Higbee too. He's going to be a winner on this at the same time. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe the Rams drafted old Matty Statty, two-time national championship Georgia Bulldog quarterback, and I think Cooper Cup has nothing to do with that. But I just wanted to announce that Matt Stafford went to the Rams, and I think they stole him because I think he's one of the
Stetson
better
Bennett.
quarterbacks.
Stetson
We
Bennett.
drug it. I drug it over to Stetson Bennett, bro. I got to bring the Bulldogs in this guy somehow.
Fuck the dogs. I'm just fine. All right, hold on. I got another winner, but I'm going back to the running backs. I'm gonna say James Conner and Keontae Ingram, both of them guys. I thought for sure they was gonna grab a running back. Thought for sure. James Conner, I mean, I've been seeing him. He's a good value. I seen him in a best ball league going round 9 today. I mean, I'm just saying about a bell cow running back. I'm taking that all day. So yeah, Keontae Ingram, the backup, he won the job over Eno Benjamin last year. So, yep, Eno Benjamin. I mean, Keontae Ingram, James Conner, they are winners for this year. Heck, no Kyler Murray. They're gonna have a backup quarterback in. They're gonna be running the ball. Huge winners.
James Conner had some massive games last year after Kyler Murray went out when everybody thought the offense was dead, which it was. The offense was dead. But James Conner was carrying the whole thing on his back. He should be great again this year if he could just stay fucking healthy. If he can stay healthy, you're going to probably get a top 10 running back in redraft this year out of him, even though the offense is going to be terrible. Another one I got too, I got James Cook and Damian Harris. If we're pairing them together, I think they're winners in this draft too because the Bills didn't go out. Everybody was begging and pleading for the Bills to draft a running back, which they didn't, which I didn't think they should have. I don't know why everybody wanted them to so bad. Damian Harris is a good running back, and I think he's going to be a steal in redraft also. What do you think,
Yeah,
Em?
man. Yeah, dude. I hadn't even James Conner wasn't even on my radar, but you make a very valid point. He's getting. I mean, he's been in the league 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years now. So he's on the back end, especially for a running back of his career. But I mean, the only reason I always stray away from James Conner is his injury history, man. It's really hard. I mean, I don't think ever played. No, he's never played a full season. I mean, when he does play, he does do good, and there's really not a lot of competition there right now for him. I mean, Keontae is pretty good back, but um, I'd say if we're talking winners or losers, I'd say he is a winner for because I thought they were going to get somebody too, just for him being as old as he is, if nothing else, and wanting to pull somebody. But I guess they're happy with what they got. I mean, I think they went like offensive line, and I don't know. I feel like they got a bunch of good players, but yeah, I was expecting them to get a running back. But I don't know. We'll see, James Conner. I haven't decided if I want to shoot for him and redraft or not, but we'll see as the season goes along. They might end up trading. You know how the NFL goes.
Yeah. What was the other one you said? Oh, Damian Harris and
James
Oh
Cook.
yeah, Damian.
yeah, that I agree with you. That was a good one too. I got another one. I don't know if we talked about Damian Pierce yet.
Nope.
He big winner. I mean, heck, I'm gonna be real. Damian Pierce, I kind of thought he was gonna be a winner whenever they signed Singletary. So it made me think they wasn't gonna draft a running back high in the draft. So they bring Singletary over. He'll probably cut into it a little bit. Like, he's still a solid running back. Like, he definitely put up some numbers with Buffalo. So, but overall, Dameon Pierce passes the eye test for me. He was pretty good last year. So, year 2, new quarterback, new regime, and not any real competition. Just maybe a little bit of cut in from Singletary. But overall, big winner.
I think he's a winner in Dynasty more than redraft. Devin Singletary, I think we're either going to sit on one side of the table on this one or the other side. And I'm on the side where I think Devin Singletary is a good running back who's going to cut in. This is a bad offense. It's going to be another bad offense. They're not going to be great. And Devin Singletary, the reason Dameon Pierce was so good last year was just volume-based over and over again. And this year, it's not going to be that. So in redraft, I'm out. In Dynasty, I kind of look at this. I wouldn't say it's a win, but it's just flatlining a little bit because Devin Singletary's a good back. I don't think they would have got a back of his caliber in the draft. So it would have been really bad if they would have brought Singletary in and added another guy. But overall, I think it's just, like I said, it's just flatlining for me with Dameon Pierce. I'm not real high on him.
Yeah, dude, I'm sitting on the Dameon Pierce side of that fence, dude. Devin Singletary is a really good running back, though. You got a good point. But Dameon Pierce was in the Rookie of the Year running, Offensive Rookie of the Year runnings there for a minute before he got hurt, man. He was a very sneaky good back on a team that really wasn't that good and didn't have a lot of running opportunities. So I think he's super athletic, and I think he's in a good position to excel. But Devin Singletary being there makes him even more of a winner because now he's got a veteran back there that's going to be pushing him for the position. They're going to be fighting for it. And for an NFL, like a real game standpoint, it's perfect for them. But for fantasy, it does kind of suck. But I think if I had to choose between the two, I would pick Pierce.
I mean, what do you think his volume is going to be like this year? I mean, what would you think his snap counts are going to be with Singletary there? Because I'm putting it at about 60-40 with Dameon Pierce, when last year it was like at least 70-30. So what do you think, Matt?
I mean, I think they'll split. It could be 60-40 at the beginning, but I don't think that lasts. Like, I've never been a big Singletary guy. So Dameon Pierce, I don't know. Dameon Pierce he's just had a lot of doubters. Kraft, you one of them, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm not a doubter.
A lot of people think like you.
I'm not a doubter on Pierce. I'm not a doubter on Pierce. I'm just a doubter on. I mean, he can catch the ball all right, but if you're on a bad team who don't score a lot of points, it doesn't make a shit ton of. You're not going to get much progress on your fantasy team running in between the 20s unless you're getting touchdowns and catching the ball.
Dude,
so
what has Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry been doing forever?
Saquon's a pass catcher. Derrick Henry gets 30 carries a game. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm saying scoring points on a terrible offense.
They're not going to score many points.
This is what I'm saying. Dameon Pierce still gave you good numbers. The offense was terrible last year. It's got to be a little better, even though they're bringing a rookie in. Still get John Mitchell. Yeah, it's got to be a little bit better.
Yeah, he's not gonna score you. He's not gonna get you, top tier running back points. But I think, for RB2, he'd be good, especially in a flex spot. That's my thing, man. And he doesn't have the best offensive line, but he got to upgrade at quarterback. So
flex spot at best for me.
Gotta have a more scoring opportunity. I would say RB2 for me. Flex spot, that's pretty low.
I like the talent, man. Don't get me wrong. Dameon Pierce he's hard to bring down, man. He's a great runner in between the tackles. He can catch the ball, but he's not a pass catching specialist.
And you just say because Singletary is there too, and that may,
name one offense last year who had a running back by committee, and it was a bad NFL team that didn't score a lot of points, who came out as a good fantasy, just a fantasy running back for your team. I can't think of any of them. All the bad teams,
No,
if
yeah.
you have a good fantasy contributor, it had to be somebody who was getting, like Derrick Henry, 30 carries a game.
No, yeah, you're right. When it's a committee and a bad offense, that's a no. You know, that's two rules you really don't want with your running backs, you know. So yeah, that's a good point there.
Yeah. I think
But when he was bell cow back and he did enough, you know, to
that's where me and I disagree. Singletary is going to cut in a little bit, but it's not. That ain't gonna last. Singletary's not that good. I'll give it to him that he's solid and he has some good games, but he's not going to cut
yeah.
into Dameon Pierce like
Yeah, I'm
that for
kind of
the
with
whole
you, man.
season.
Like I'm kind of with you, man, because he's Devin Singletary's been one of the running back, the main running back on one of the best offenses in the NFL,
Right.
and they don't use him like you'd think they would if he was great. You know, they obviously don't see that much in him. They traded him away. You know, he hasn't really given me the productivity that I want to see out of somebody, you know, who has been in the NFL as long as he has and had opportunities, and he just hasn't had that explosive that explosive production that you want to see, you know. And I think Dameon Pierce can beat him out on the job. You know, I think he'll be a great relief back, but that's about it.
Right. Some of that could be Buffalo just don't, Josh Allen don't throw it to the running back as much. A lot of times he's
Yeah,
going to take off and run, that type of stuff. But all right, another winner I got, Tony Pollard. Didn't nobody got
yeah.
drafted behind him except for old Deuce Vaughn. So maybe
Y'all don't
this
like
opens
Deuce?
the door. Maybe it opens the door for Zeke Elliott to come back on a cheap contract or something. I don't know, but I don't really see that happening.
Oh,
But Tony Pollard, big winner.
Yeah, you ain't gonna catch many arguments from me about that one. Tony Pollard, definite winner. I really thought, I've been saying it, I thought they were going to bring in a bigger back in the draft. I thought they were going to bring in like Kendrick Miller or Banacanda or Dwayne McBride or something, but they didn't. They drafted the smallest running back in the draft, which made no sense to me. Like, you already have a explosive, good pass catching. I mean, Tony Pollard is great at everything he does, really. I mean, I ain't got nothing negative to say about him, but he did get a little rest during games when Zeke could take the load, because I remember one game last year, Zeke was out and Tony Pollard rushed for about 20. He had about 20 carries. And the report after the game, Tony Pollard said, "I'm tired as fuck. Like, I'm wore the hell out." So I do think he's a winner. He's going to get more opportunities, but I don't know if that's great for his explosiveness. But Tony Pollard definitely one of them guys in redraft that could finish as like a top 5 running back next year.
right,
A great year.
right. Yeah. No, I am right there with you, cousin, on Tony Pollard, man. Like we've been saying for I know all of last year and most of the year before, why are they not playing Pollard? Why is he not starting? Why is he not the number one? And then Zeke's the get the short yardage guy. That's how they should have played it. But Jerry Jones, what he says goes. You know, he loves Zeke. You know, we're going to feed Zeke. And they probably will get him back. And then they'll probably do that exact thing, you know, because that's legit, like, good. Anyways, I like Tony Pollard. And I think he does have the dynamic. And he's about to put it on display for us this year. And I really wanted to I was trying to get him at the end of the year last year. I don't remember who has him in our league, but he's definitely, like, after I knew Zeke was gone, I was like, yeah, I want some shares of Tony Pollard. And honestly, I'll probably, depending on how the rest of the offseason goes, I'll probably end up getting him in redraft if I can, dude.
He finished as an RB8 last year with Zeke there.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. He's prolific. He's prolific.
Give us another one, Kraft man.
My favorite one, I've been saving this one for a while because I love this guy. I will say it. The same thing I said about Pollard. This guy could end up as a top 5 running back this year in redraft, and that's J.K. Dobbins. Big winner from the draft. They didn't draft. He's 2 years removed from the ACL, which we love.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Dobbins is when he's on the field is just he's spectacular. I mean, he rushes for close to 5 yards to carry every time he touches the ball. So I think he was a major win in this draft. He's going to be a player that people are sleeping on. You can probably get him. I hadn't done redraft yet or mock drafts, but I imagine he's going to be like the Josh Jacobs of last year, like fourth round. Just grab him, man. The Ravens are going to score hella touchdowns this year, and Dobbins is going to be a big part of it. So I think he was a huge winner in this draft. If they would have drafted him, they would have said he wasn't healthy, which it seems like he is.
Yeah, dude. It kind of reminds me of one Saquon Barkley, dude, who came in, did great. Got hurt, and then he got hurt 2020. His 2021 year was forgettable. And then his second year removed from the injury, balled out, man, and it wasn't a great offense. They were getting better, but, I think, it kind of reminds me of the same situation, dude. And, I think he can bounce back from that. And he's definitely shown explosiveness. And it's a good offense, too, man. I always go for the Baltimore running backs, man. I picked Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins in the same draft, and they got hurt the same time on the same day. I wasted 2 early round picks because I just wanted that Baltimore back, man. Yeah. And I almost won that year. Oh, did I? No, I didn't win, but I would have. I would have had J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I'm with you on the J.K. Dobbins. I'm big on him. I've been getting offers for him all offseason, and I haven't come even close to selling him. So,
Treylon Burks for J.K. Dobbins.
I'll take Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins, another thing is going into a contract year right here. So, trying to get paid, make money. Obviously, the scoring opportunity should be more. There should just be more opportunity to score. They're gonna, they're gonna run the ball a lot. It's not gonna be they're still gonna run the ball, but they're gonna throw the ball a whole lot more. How I feel about Baltimore, but maybe that'll open it up a little bit for Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins just became number 1 on my must draft list because he checks all the boxes I like. 2 years removed from the injury, contract year, prolific runner, explosive, on the list.
Good offense.
I'm with you.
Good offense.
Kraft, how about this one right here? Joe Mixon. Even through all the troubles that dude's going through and all that shit, I thought for sure they would go high. Samaje P. he's gone. But they didn't. They got Chase Brown, who me and you like. We already done said how we felt about Chase Brown, and I will definitely take a stab at Chase Brown in my rookie drafts. But with that said, Joe Mixon, no running back behind him with high draft capital or anything like that. So as long as that his ass can stay out of trouble with the law, he's a winner.
Damn.
Yeah. My main thing is just let's wait and see because I've listened to a lot of podcasts and a lot of in Rappaport, stuff like that. And they said that Joe Mixon, the reason he's still with that team is that the Bengals can save a lot more money if they cut him by, I think it was June 1st or June 6th, whatever it was. So let's wait on that date. I want to see if they're going to cut him or not. They can save a lot of money if they do. Bring in Kareem Hunt, Zeke on a cheap deal. I mean, I just think they're tired of him. Last year, he had the allegation, and it was a game they needed to win. And Joe Mixon wasn't on the field. He was healthy. So that scared me to death about Joe Mixon's future with the Bengals. So it just kind of showed me that they were kind of like the Dylan Brooks thing in the NBA. It's like, hey, we're done with you. You just cause all these off-field problems. So if he isn't with the Bengals, then I don't like him at all. But I do agree that the way the draft shook out, that he is a winner if he's the Bengals running back next year.
I'm right there with you, cousin. He's been in the league 6 years with the Bengals all 6 years. He is a very passionate back. Like, he was on something, I can't remember exactly what, but he was talking about how upset he was when he got injured and he felt like he let the team down. So 2 years ago, I think he came back from that injury, and he had his best year to date, at that time. And it was because he wanted to fight for his team. And so that's one thing I do like about Joe Mixon is he's like that team guy, that passion player, kind of like Jamal Williams and a few other running backs, I feel like he's a passion player, and he gets down to it. But yeah, that's about it, I guess.
And loves him. He loves him some passion, man. Just that passion.
Hey, them passion players go a long way.
Ian be shooting off a lot of passion when he thinks about Jamal Williams every night before bed. He's shooting.
Dude, I don't even really like Jamal Williams, but he's just the first one that comes to mind when I think about somebody that's like, OBJ's like that. Like, he gets into the shit, everybody's like, oh, he's a crying baby. And I'm like, the dude just loves playing football and hates losing. Like, can't blame him. He just, I don't know.
Can't be crying on the football field, man.
You can't cry on the football
field. You lose like Debo did that one time, and I respected the hell out of that.
Well, yeah, that was different.
You can't be crying and swinging your helmets at like kicking nets and shit like that. Like, you can't be doing that.
He definitely took it too far. But it gets to you, and I, at the time when it happened, I was like, man, what a little punk. But then he kind of did an interview, was talking about it and kind of explained what he was going through and all that shit. And I don't know, I just kind of sympathized for him at that point. But you're also right. Like, you got to be professional, man. You're on the football field. You got to handle it.
You can sympathize when you're a baby back bitch, just like the player you sympathizing with. That's what I'm coming back with. Like,
I'm with you.
I guess.
Damn, man. All right. Baby back. Okay.
All right.
I got you.
All right. I got one last running back for me, Crab Man. I'm gonna say Alexander Madison. You call him the presidential candidate. But Alexander Madison, although I do like Dwayne McBride, the dude's like a 6th-round draft pick. You was high on him. When we was talking about one of these other past episodes, I can't even remember what it was, but and word is Dalvin Cook's gonna be out of there. But he ain't yet though. And honestly, when I think about it logically, I don't know if Dalvin Cook's gonna be out of there because you can't get nothing for these running backs. So, I would ride it out. But with that said, I'm gonna say Alexander Madison if Dalvin Cook is gone.
Yeah, if Cook is gone is the big thing. And I'm not sure that he is gone. The presidential candidate, he can run for office, but, you might get all the votes and still lose. So
yeah, what's your over-under on Dalvin Cook being there? I was just saying, what's your over-under on Dalvin Cook being there? Are you like more for him being there or not?
I think he's going to be there because, like Matt said, there's no market for running backs, and Dalvin Cook's a good running back, and the Vikings are still in let's win a Super Bowl mode. They were what, the number 1, number 2 seed last year going into the playoffs. They're not going to I don't think they're going to try to blow it up, but he was a winner from the draft. He's going to be great if Cook is gone, but that's just let's wait and see. Let's wait and see till he's gone.
Yeah, and I think like you were saying about I don't know, we were talking about a committee earlier. Sorry, but I think it's going to be more one of those committee roles. You know what I mean? Going on there with Cook, and now Madison's kind of shown everybody. You know, he's got some explosiveness, and so Cook's been there for a little while now, and Madison. I think it's not a great look for Dwayne McBride, but if they do let go of Cook, I think he could strive there. But I think right now it's definitely going to be a committee fighting for the spot, and we'll probably have a good little fight during training camp.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple names. I'm gonna name off my list right here because we've been racking these winners. Stop me. Raise your hand when y'all hear a name that y'all want to talk about. Winners. I got Ramondre. Anybody? Y'all want to say your piece on that one?
Yeah, I wanted to say something because this was one room. This was another one. The Damian Pierce one was one, and Ramondre was one. I thought there was no way they were going to draft a running back and bring somebody into New England. They just drafted 2 rookie running backs just last season. Ramondre just had a hell of a year. So that one, that's all I got to say. That one was crazy to me. I never thought that one was even possible.
Did they draft a running back?
No.
Nah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying they did. Okay, carry on.
All right, keep going.
So, yeah, got Kirk Cousins, adding Jordan Addison. I think we all like that. I think he's a winner. Geno Smith is a big winner. All they did was add players. Anybody want to say their piece on Geno?
And no quarterback came into town.
Yes.
Yeah,
from the draft.
I like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I like where Geno sits too, man. He came out and bought out last year, kind of like Tannehill did when he got to Tennessee. And I think he's sitting pretty. And just the fact they didn't get another quarterback and they actually got him a receiver. They got him some help. That says a lot about his position.
Yeah. I got Gabe Davis. I hate to say the name because we don't really like him on this podcast too much, but they didn't really add a receiver to challenge him. They added Kincaid, but he's still the wide receiver 2 on this team, and he's not going to be taken off the field in 2 wide receiver sets. So he's going to be on the field 90% of snaps again. So I do like you can run it back with Gabe Davis, and maybe you can catch a 98-yard touchdown in one game and then get 3 yards the next game. So I feel like he was a winner in this one. Y'all got anything to say about him?
Buy low, Crab?
Man, I just think
don't buy it all.
Yeah, I think so too. With that, it's more of a 1-year winner more than a dynasty winner because I just don't think Gabe Davis is the answer. I think
no, man, neither.
I think the Bills, they were drafting at the late 20s, and they drafted right after that receiver run in the draft where Addison went, Zay Flowers went. I think they wanted them guys, and then after they realized they couldn't get them guys, they said, well, what's the best pass catcher left? And it was Kincaid. So,
well, they did get Shakir too, so they still got him. But yeah. I think Kincaid's going to do great.
Throw him on that list too while you're at it.
Yeah.
Crap, keep going.
Crowder left too. Yeah, I'll just say one thing. Crowder and McKenzie left also. I got Irv Smith.
Yep.
Big winner. Get him in your if he's out there, go get him. Brian Robinson. They drafted a running back like in the 7th round, I want to say. So Ron Rivera really likes Brian Robinson. Mark Andrews, I got him in there because I just feel like the offense has gotten better altogether. That one's kind of a wishy-washy thing. I like Najee. I think Najee was a big winner because they didn't draft a running back, but they also drafted Broderick Jones, an offensive lineman, and they drafted Darnell Washington in the 3rd round, which is going to strengthen that offensive line.
Just like a 6th lineman.
Yeah. I mean, their offensive line has been the issue for the last 2 years. And you give them a good offensive line, I think he's gonna really go off this year. And
I think it boosts Kenny Pickett too.
yeah. And at 2 more, Juwan Johnson, which you dropped. Thank you, God. You dropped Juwan Johnson because
I got the two best. I got the 2 best rookies in the draft.
I appreciate it. And this isn't much of a winner. It's more of a go out there and get them for now in case they bring somebody in. But Jerome Ford, Nick Chubb is the running back for Cleveland. And we've all seen Kareem Hunt, Dearness Johnson have really good games in the past. And Jerome Ford is he's the immediate backup to Nick Chubb right now. So if he's on your waiver wire, go pick him up.
Yep, I agree with that one. Kraft, I got the quarterbacks I got. I've pretty much said everybody all my piece, but Geno Smith, you said him. I was gonna say Lamar Jackson. He's a big winner. Yeah, a big winner. They brought in Zay Flowers.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Sam Howell, no quarterback brought in. He's got weapons. He's a big winner for this year. And Desmond Ritter brought in a running back. Maybe get that run game. We didn't bring in a quarterback. He's
I think they got a lineman though, didn't they? Didn't they get some offensive line?
I think we got one in the 4th round or something. I can't remember. But
and Herbert,
there was some.
And Herbert, yep.
Yeah, Herbert's a big winner in this draft too. All they did was draft another pass catcher. If that damn team could stay healthy, he'd have
right
supporting cast in all of football. Which I think Justin Herbert is going to be one of them guys in redraft that I'm going to be targeting left and right. Because
I think he had like a. Sorry.
You good?
No, I was just gonna say he had like a carousel of offensive linemen too. You know, I feel like they never had the same guys every week.
Well, that right there is your long ass list of winners. Take what you will. Hopefully you won. Because you either ride or die at the draft. You win or you lose. But that was our list of winners. Went a little long, I guess. I don't even know how long we've been on this episode. But anything else you want to say, Kraft Man?
No, nothing much. We got losers coming up next, and the list isn't as long. But we're a little pessimistic group around here. So I think I'm gonna be more excited to talk about who lost in this draft.
Yeah, man. Ready to talk some shit. But shoot, Ian, anything to say to the folks out there?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we were very positive, guys. I don't know what you're talking about, man. But no, I appreciate y'all having me on again. Love coming on here, talking football, the fake stuff. You guys really got it going on. Yeah, man. Losers coming up next, and let's get to it. Cinco de Mayo. Drinks on you.
Right. All right, then let's wrap it on up, man. Add me and the Kraft Man. Add me at Crew Matt Ham. Add Kraft Man at Kraft Man Pack Man. Add in at Pate Poopa.
Pate Poopa.
5-star review, but that's about it, man. So we out.
Peace.
Peace.